In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
All right, let's test it. Good morning, everybody. It's the Steel Toe Morning Show. I've almost got my voice back. It's almost here. I think I figured out what it is yesterday. SP was sending me some data on my health, and it turns out I'm fat. No. Caffeine, mostly. So I've remedied that this morning. And I've decided to fix the caffeine issue that may be taking away my voice. And I'm drinking a Tropical Vibe Celsius this morning. Yes. Oh, I went from what is a Red Bull? 60 to like 100 milligrams to 200 milligrams of America's favorite drug outside of methamphetamine, which... I don't know, man. Like we're going to talk about RFK Jr. today. RFK Jr. is officially going to be the new Health and Human Services Director. Like you wonder about Matrix type things, and like the thing, like how much of life is not like science and like research. How much of it is us just telling ourselves things we want to believe, and then just rolling with that? It's kind of like. Do you think that started with the internet? Probably not. Like we kind of just hear shit that we like and then we just roll with it. Like, okay, is caffeine just because it's legal that much better for you than meth? I mean that. I want us to look into like long-term effects of caffeine abuse. Long-term effects of caffeine abuse. Regular use of more than 600 fucking milligrams a day. Do people do that? That's three of these. Like a soda, for example, is like 40. Like a 20-ounce bottle of soda is 40 milligrams of caffeine. Give or take a few. 200 milligrams is a pot of coffee. What? Okay, pot of coffee. Calories in a pot of, not calories, with 1 calorie in a pot of coffee. Congratulations, coffee drinkers. You're all skeletons. Caffeine in a pot of coffee. 643 to 857 milligrams of caffeine. So yeah, you're a fucking caffeine junkie if you drink a pot of coffee a day. And if you drink 2 pots of coffee a day, you're fucking dead. Because that's twice problem use. Regular use of more than 600 milligrams of caffeine a day might cause long-term effects such as sleep problems, thinning of bones and fractures, more anxiety, and stomach acidity. It can also increase blood pressure, and if you already have high blood pressure, it can get worse. So long-term caffeine abuse will fuck you up, essentially. And it'll cause more problems. Now, if we went with meth, sleep problems, they don't seem to have a problem. They just stay awake. Thinning of bones, I mean, meth melts you from the inside out. I think thinning of bones is the least of your worries. More anxiety and stomach acidity doesn't matter if you don't eat. I don't know. So probably some stomach problems too with it. So methamphetamine is far worse than caffeine. But what I'm saying is, we've told ourselves that caffeine is fine, but it very clearly is worse for you than its benefits. So if caffeine had been illegal, like if the Mormons won the Civil War and caffeine has been illegal for 300 years, would we see caffeine as like, you better not legalize that shit? You're going to kill people if you legalize caffeine. Or would we be like, why is caffeine? Come on, let's calm down. Joseph Smith was a retard. We can have a cup of coffee. I don't know. And then, yeah, nicotine's another one. That's a buzz and a half. All of this simply because I lost my voice. That's it. Simply because I lost my voice. MSO writes, just freebase already. Roots says, no, people don't search for people in the walls when they're coming down from caffeine. That's true. It's usually just like a headache and then about your business. But, dude, I didn't know people drank 600 milligrams a day of that shit. Like, if you don't do this, if I don't drink this, 200 milligrams, the most soda I'll have in a day is 2 20-ounce bottles of, like, diet soda. That's a bad day. And that's what we're talking 80 milligrams of caffeine. I'm a bitch, it turns out. I'm a little bitch when it comes to caffeine. Caffeine in a 20-ounce. Let's just go Mountain Dew because I drink Diet Mountain Dew. Oh shit! Fuck me in the butt. It's 91 milligrams of caffeine. Goodbye. I'll see you tonight. And I'll make you some food. I'm a gentleman. 91 milligrams of caffeine. Where'd I get 40 from? You know what? 40 grams of sugar in regular Mountain Dew. That's what okay, 91. So, okay, Mountain Dew will kick you in the dick too. But 600. So on my worst day, so this is 2 bottles of Mountain Dew. Essentially. So on my worst days, I'll have 200 to 300 milligrams of caffeine. Roots Calhoun says, why the fuck are you drinking Diet Pop? You do a lot of gay shit. You've swallowed cum, bro, but Diet Pop is gayer. Now, wait a minute. While I agree with the second part, Diet Pop is gayer, I feel like it is my mandatory daily reminder to you that a drug addict told you that information, and that drug addict has lied about essentially everything in their lives. So I'm going to go with, no, I did not drink cum. I did not taste cum. Roots. Now, who are you going to believe? The guy who's nailed everything 100%. You know what? I'm not even going to give you that option because I know what your fucking answer is going to be because you're a piece of shit. That's why. MSO says if you're healthy, caffeine is fine. But if you have any health issues, caffeine can fuck you up. Really? Nikki Fruit Loops says used to consume 800 milligrams a day of caffeine. Y'all are pussies. You hear that? The gauntlet's been thrown down. If you don't do 800 milligrams of calf, you're a pussy. Calf. There you go. It needs a drug name. Then we'll know how dangerous it is. No, MSO, it was not a semantics argument. My denial of tasting or drinking cum was not with the description of how it was consumed. I was denying the consumption thereof. MSO writes, he slams it. No, that's not. I have a feeling that some of you are purposely obfuscating the point. Rational Redhead says, I had 350 milligrams caffeine yesterday, but those overcast rainy days are brutal. It's called depression. Is it though? Is that like, I feel like if you're depressed because something depressing is going on, that's not depression. That's just reaction. Clopogram says Aaron consumes 900 milligrams of jizz daily. All right, now these statements are becoming actionable. Now, you understand that I have a punch card, and if I use an attorney enough, I get a free consultation. Tigger next door says, I have it on good authority that you do, in fact, keep a gallon of semen in your fridge. Two things. One, how you gonna get that much? Two, that seems like an obnoxious amount of semen for anyone to store. So I'm going to go ahead and deny that one too. XJX99 with $2 says, I hope you have a great weekend. Try to stay away from the jizz. Now, it doesn't take any effort. I stay away from the jizz. Hey, you know, like hugs, not drugs. You know what I choose? Riz, not jizz. Heyo. Veldrain with a $5 link says, let's start off with racism. There you go, guys. Come on over to Rumble. You know what it is today? Rumble Link Friday. And of course, while it's not an official goal, we do a 4-hour Rumble Friday show. We do keep track of how much comes in. And if you guys throw us $300 on a Rumble Friday, we give you more time with links. And actually, it's not 30 minutes of overtime for Rumble Friday. It literally becomes either 30 minutes or whenever we run out of links, whatever comes last. So technically, like when we do Rumble Fridays, we make $300, or technically get inside at $250. If it's 10:30 and there's still links that we have to go over, show continues. All right. JB Gunner says, I knocked back a pot of coffee before 8 a.m. I'm still alive at 44. I do have AIDS now, though. Well, some would say that that's from drinking jizz, but I wouldn't know anything about it. It was not a denial sip. Don't you play your red bar games with me. All right, boys and girls, we have Mad Chatter says, how much to get Gordy on? Oh, that's funny. He was sleeping on the little cushion over there. And I said, how much to get Gordy on? And his eyes open. His eyes open up and he stares right at me. Go sleep, bud. Go sleep. No, go to sleep. Yeah, good boy. Gordy's a good boy. All right, now the staring's creeping me out. Let's refocus. All right, so $5 wherever you want. You get your own link. $10, we put that link to the front of the line. And $20, we got to play the whole thing, no matter what you send us. Veldrain with the first $5 this morning. Hey, if you're a YouTube person, we're going to leave you in a little bit. We're going to abandon you. And we're going to it's Rumble Friday. So go ahead and head over to Rumble. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. We got a great show for you today. Your links. We've also got RFK Jr. news. We've got CNN apparently is going to fire a shitload of people. A crazy fucking New Zealand Parliament video. So, like, the New Zealand Parliament wanted to do the, and you know, Parliament's like, official. It's got decorum. You know, it's professional. A bunch of crazy fucking Kiwi retards did one of those Maori fucking haka dances in Parliament, you know, where they scream like retards and go crazy and start shaking. They did that in Parliament to protest some bill. They just stood, like Parliament is usually where they sit there and they go, all in favor of the petitioned effort to give equal rights to the Aborigines, vote aye, and all opposed say nay. Well, they were doing that whole thing, And a bunch of New Zealanders just going, not the place. Not the place. Rugby field, maybe. Parliament, But I feel like the United States is kind of rubbing off on people. Also, Ukraine is panic spending. They're trying to get every American fucking dime before Trump takes office. We've also got a tech company creating an AI grandma that keeps phone scammers occupied. They created an AI bot, and it's an old woman who just frustrates the shit out of telemarketers and scammers, which is kind of fun. And we've got Jake Paul, Mike Tyson coverage today as well. Mr. Me becoming a member for 14 months says, Aaron, don't believe the casino boys. They just don't want you to be wealthy and have success. Keanu is the way. I'll watch Kino Casino whenever I have a chance to. And when I watch Kino Casino, sometimes they'll be talking about me. And I'll DM Worski or something. I'll throw him something, and if he likes it, he'll use it. And yesterday, they were talking about Johnny on the Kino Casino, and they're just making cripple jokes, and they're making fun of the Mersh making Johnny cry thing and all that. And they're like, imagine how embarrassing it would be to be felted by the lowly likes of Mersh. And PPP's going off. They were going to play a clip of our show and the Keanu thing and talk about it. And then they just got so wrapped up in their Johnny wheelchair handicap jokes that they just skipped over the clip. And I just DM'd Worski during the show, and I just went, look, man, if Johnny sees this fucking segment, I'm getting a phone call, you dick. Look, did I laugh? I laughed. Was there part of me where I was going, God, I'd really like to see what they have to say about my clip? Yeah, sure. But the Johnny bit probably worked out better for them from an entertainment standpoint. All right, boys and girls, we're going to cut the YouTube people loose, and we are going to start Rumble Friday. Click that link if you're on YouTube and get in there. If you're on Rumble, throw in $5 for your link, throw in $10 to get to the front of the line, and throw in 20 if you want the whole thing played. Thank you very much, XJX, for that $2. We did read that one. I just didn't put it up on the screen. All right, YouTube, catch you later. We'll see you over on Rumble. If you're not following, we'll talk to you again Sunday night for the members show, Monday morning for the morning show. Bye. Good, they're gone. Fuck those prudes. Now we can